Hey Jonathan,
Talk to me, buddy.
check out FIZZ, F-I-Z-Z. I posted about it yesterday, and today it just had a massive move.
Saw you post about this one. And Pablo, do you remember how you found FIZZ?
I found it just doing what you're doing. I believe I found it on the volume tab first, or on the implied versus historical. And yeah, there we go. Like I saw a cluster, same thing that we've been doing, looking for clusters. And
Awesome.
yeah.
Okay, so in the coaching room, November 11th, Pablo bought the 90 calls for 70 cents and the 65 puts for 75 cents. So let me kind of back into, and Pablo, jump in and tell me where I'm wrong or where I'm right. But I want to try to explain why Pablo bought both sides of this. And so if I go here, if we look at FIZZ, you're seeing absolutely unusual option activity these last 3 days. We look at what the call volume was right here. The put volume is going to be right here. Definitely more on the call side. It hit 2 scans, which is fun. Over 3/4 of volume concentrated in a single series, and then the B is going to be over 3/4 of volume concentrated in 2 series. Okay, and then let me see it in open interest whether I can find anything, because I want to see. Now I'm starting to think, oh, awesome, FIZZ makes La Croix. It looks like FIZZ here, the 85 strike calls in Novi. Pablo, are you in Nov?
I'm in both Nov and Dece.
By the way, I said it like that because I was going to be surprised if Pablo was in Nov. And Pablo, the reason I would be surprised is because I'm starting to feel that Pablo likes to go a little bit further out in his options trading for that extra protection or for that extra time. Do you think that's true, or is that just something that I'm starting to read into Pablo?
No, you're 100% accurate.
So you must have been bit a few times of having the right trade, but having poor timing. So therefore you're willing to pay some extra premium in order to get those extra days.
Yep,
I
that's
like
right.
it. FIZZ here, do we have earnings coming up in FIZZ, or is this an earnings play or no? Just looking, FIZZ, December 3rd earnings. So Pablo, you're taking earnings in Dece, but not in your Nov. But then also somebody points out, David points out, which is an excellent call, that short interest, FIZZ is the name that's consistently on the high short interest report, which I'll pull up right here. Oh, how are you doing? Okay. All right, I'm with you. So FIZZ, monster short interest. Our last short interest that we played was game. We talked about game earlier. So FIZZ, massive short interest, which would incite volume. Let me just move this off to the side. Okay, here again, overvalued. See if FIZZ hit there. Okay, FIZZ didn't hit there, but it didn't hit there because the earnings are in Dece. So the Nov wouldn't have hit there anyway. So if we come back here, without a doubt, we are seeing options activity. Let me also look back in October. I always want to look back at previous times this thing has caught. So if we go back and look at October 7th, this whole move all the way up to the 20th, down, this is moving a ton. And today it's up 2.45%. And so the
IV just seems like it because it's only moved $2, right? But but the options that I purchased for 70 something cents, they've more than doubled.
The no
Yeah,
90 calls.
yeah. I bought them for what was it, 65 cents, 70 cents?
So I just put up the delta just because, this did move quite a bit on a $2 move, but Pablo bought these for 70 cents. And so look at the delta. The delta is 43 cents. So if this does move another $2, these options will be worth 90 cents more or 86 cents more because of the delta. Okay. What did your 65s for 75 cents? Oh, you went these puts. Look at you.
Yep.
No call these puts. Oh man, that makes sense to me. I like that. I like that because it's like playing off the short squeeze in the short term, protecting yourself longer term by buying some more time, and the stock is volatile enough to get there if it's not going to short squeeze. I like it.
And the one thing that also caught my attention there, Jonathan, is the fact that on the day prior on the wire tapper tool, there was a 20% drop in IV, November 11. So there was a big drop in IV, and that made me want to buy calls.
Why did that happen?
Not sure.
Probably because the stock ran up, IV got crushed. And so then you chased it, or you joined the party.
Yeah, I mean, I saw that like the shorter term options were cheap, that far out of the money. And like you said, I bought the equivalent amount of protection on the put side, but with a little bit more time. This may be one of those where you make money on both sides.
I like it. It makes a ton of sense for me.